This is a story of two young women, Serenity Childs and Briana Sanai Ware-Hall. The former, 19 years old and living in North Chicago, passionate about music and dance. The latter, 18 years old and living in Waukegan, with a passion for fashion and design. These two were not only best friends, but became casualties of Jonathan Stinnette's violence. He was the 18-year-old boyfriend of Serenity who decided to make her suffer his own after being served a restraining order due to his abusive behavior. They described Serenity as a loving soul who always carried a warm smile with her everywhere she went. Brianna's talents were limitless and full of creativity. Sadly, they both left us too soon. It was fate that paired Briana and Serenity while they were still in high school. They could sense the bond between them. Like sisters, they referred to each other as twins. Serenity loved to draw and create her own clothes, dreaming of being a successful designer one day, while they described Briana to be full of life, adventure, and generosity. They were always there for each other through thick and thin until the fateful Wednesday, July 13th, 2023. After finishing work, the inseparable pair drove towards their usual spot behind a building on Keller Avenue in Waukegan, where they'd often meet up with friends, never knowing the danger that awaited them there. At 5:06 p.m., Jonathan Stinnette, Serenity's ex-boyfriend, arrived with a 9mm handgun. Ignoring all warnings and prohibitions, he shot at the car that held Serenity and Briana, two 18-year-olds from Winthrip Harbor. Then, he escaped with a 21-year-old acquaintance from Waukegan in a black Nissan. The police soon arrived at the scene, finding both girls dead inside the car. Thanks to witness testimonies and camera footage, it was easy for them to identify Jonathan as the perpetrator. A manhunt ensued, leading authorities to his hideout in Kenosha. The Kenosha police arrested him and his accomplice without delay. Jonathan had a history of domestic violence charges, and they had issued restraining orders to keep him away from Serenity. But it was too late for her and Briana now. They charged Jonathan with 4 counts of first-degree murder in the fatal shooting of 2 women in Waukegan. On July 12th, police found Serenity Childs and Briana Sanai Ware-Hall dead in a vehicle in the 400-block Washington Street parking lot. They held Jonathan responsible for his past connection to one of the victims. He was detained in Kenosha jail and awaiting extradition to Illinois. A candlelight vigil, attended by hundreds of people, was held at the parking lot where they were killed. Family and friends spoke about how much they loved them and how much they will be devastated. Serenity's mother said she was her angel who gave her strength and joy, adding that she had a bright future ahead of her. She said she hoped they would hold Stinnette accountable and not hurt anyone again. Briana's father referred to her as his princess, who brought him happiness every day. Briana's loved ones remember her as having a loving heart and an infectious personality, infecting those around her with her kindness. To them, Jonathan Stinnette is an evil man, deserving of punishment for taking his daughter's life. They celebrated Serenity and Briana's lives through a joint funeral service with their family and friends around them. Adorned in matching outfits that they had designed themselves, the 2 girls looked almost peaceful lying side by side, their hands clasped together. It was clear that Serenity and Briana were bright young women who had goals and dreams for the future. Those who knew and loved them were left devastated by their senseless loss. Stinnette was an egotist driven by obsession. He pretended to love Serenity, treating her like an object or a pet under his control, tormenting her until he followed the 2 friends to the parking lot one night and shot them both without remorse. The mayor of Waukegan, Ann Taylor, expressed her condolences in a statement on her official social media account. She spoke about the loss of 2 young souls due to an isolated domestic incident and vowed to work with police and leaders to combat gun violence. The memory of Serenity and Briana will remain in the hearts of those who cherished them. They will not be forgotten. We extend our sincerest sympathies to the family and friends of Serenity Childs and Briana Sanai Ware-Hall. Let us all honor their memory as a reminder of how important it is to fight for justice and safety for survivors of domestic abuse. Be blessed, be loved, and stay safe, y'all.